we're here at Olympia. How long have you been coming to this show?
I've lost count, but at least 30 years. I think could even be 35 years.
What is it about Olympia that makes it so special?
It's everything. Christmas in London, Olympia, it's like the end of the season and everybody lets their hair down and has a good time and you enjoy it really. And the crowd here, the crowds are unbelievably enthusiastic and it kind of lifts you up, and makes you try your best.
And how does it fare in terms of a competition?
It's probably the toughest in the UK because all the top foreign riders come. I think this year we only have 10 British riders and we're against like 25 foreigners, so it's really tough, and it's probably the show where you see all the best foreign riders. They all come to Olympia. They all want to come to Olympia, but that makes it tough to win.
Now, you've been at the top of the sport for 4 decades. What's the secret?
I can't do anything else. No, I mean, I'm enjoying it at the moment. I'm in a sport where age doesn't really count that much. I'm still competitive. I actually have good horses, which is also really important. You need good horses, and I have some good horses, and I'm enjoying it. And I don't know how long I'll be going. I don't know how many more years I'll do it, but that's a question that everybody asks me. But at the moment, I'm doing all right. I can win on my day, and so it's good.
Have you changed your methods or your outlook on the sport in the time you've been involved?
Not really, no. Okay, the standard gets higher and higher with riding wise and horse wise. The riders are much more professional than it used to be when I first started coming to Olympia. I think a good horse 30 years ago would be a good horse now, but the thing is now there's a lot more good horses and good riders. Like, you walk the course for the World Cup today and you think, well, this is really, really big and difficult and technical and light poles that you can't touch, and you get 13, 14 clears, the standard is so high.
But it's not just about finding good horses, it's also about finding good owners, isn't it?
The thing is, also the prize money is like big now, which is good, but that makes the value of the horses go up. So then you need, to buy them. To buy them, you need a sponsor, basically, because they're so expensive. They're worth so much. So yeah, we do need good owners.
Tell me about your sponsors.
My sponsors, I'm sponsored at the moment by Team Harmony, and we have, I think, at the moment 7 horses from Team Harmony, including Ellie, she was 5th today in the World Cup.
Can you please come down to the gates?
So at the moment, I've got quite a good supply of horses. My daughter Louise rides the younger ones and tries to get them up the grades. And then sometimes she lets me have one.
Is Louise particularly good with young horses? Is that why you get her to do it?
Yeah, she is. She's really good at giving them mileage and experience and taking them around the smaller shows, and just trains them and rides them and gives them experience.
Now we've got to talk about the Whitaker dynasty, probably one of the most successful sporting families there is. Just why are you guys so good?
I don't know. I suppose it started with me. I'm the oldest, unfortunately. And Michael, obviously Michael, and I think the kids kind of followed on. I think we're lucky that nearly all of the kids, or their nephews and nieces and are all really interested, and I suppose they watch me and Michael and think, oh, you know, we'll try and do the same. And I mean, it doesn't always. You never know. You know, we haven't. We encourage, like I've got 3, Louise, Robert, and Joanne. And we didn't force them to ride, but we encouraged them and we helped them and tried to make it fun for them. Took them around all the pony club stuff and the small shows, and we tried to get them interested, because it's nice when we're all doing the same thing, you know, going to the shows together and competing together and competing against each other. It's really nice, you know, so we did push them and we did encourage them, but we didn't force them.
Right, Ellie, who's in
Do you think it's much harder for them than it was for you starting out?
I think in some ways yes, in some ways no. I mean, it's harder in the sense that they have to kind of live up to the name, and they think they have to do well, or people watch them and say, well, they should do well. And if they don't do well, they say they should be doing well. You know, it's so they're in a bit of a situation where they're expected to do well. On the other hand, they're probably getting better horses to ride, and they've got the benefit of our knowledge. You know, so in that respect, it's easier for them.
And as the oldest member of the Whitaker family, jumping family anyway, are you seen as the figurehead, the sort of the voice of authority?
I'm not. No, I don't think I am really, but I think I try to set a good example. You know, I always try my best and try to be a good winner and a good loser. And it's actually quite a tough sport, because I could be on good form, my horse might not be on good form that day. As much as I want to win, the horse doesn't want it. So you have to. The losing part of it is the most difficult. You know, you have to learn to lose, not like it, but learn to accept it, and hope that next day is going to be better. You know, but with horses, animals, you know, nothing's certain. You have to take the good with the bad.
Do you help each other much?
All the time, yeah, all the time. Like Michael, before I went into the jump off, Michael came out and said, you know what you have to do, and to go quick here, or you know.
So that jumping is.
We help each other all the time.
Who gives the best advice?
That is going to be Isabella Snowden, Thomas Francis Jones, and then Madison.
I don't know about that one, but any advice is good, really. You know, if because when you're warming up, you don't always see everything that's, you know. So it's nice if somebody can come out and say, listen, he turned inside there and he went one stride less to the last fence, and you know, and it kind of gives you a little bit of advantage if you've got somebody watching that could come out and tell you, somebody that knows what they're doing that can tell you what to do. So it has advantages.
Do you ever swap horses amongst yourselves? If one.
Not so much nowadays as we used to do when me and Michael were at home. We used to change quite a bit when we were younger. Now we have our separate places, and okay, I change all the time with my kids. You know, like we change quite often. Actually, for the Sydney Olympics, Michael gave me the horse Calvaro, because he had 2 possibles, and I didn't have a horse at the time ready for Sydney Olympics, so Michael gave me the horse called Calvaro, and I made it to the Olympics. But it's actually Michael's horse, that one. So yeah, we do from time to time.
Do you think there's a similar character trait or riding style that runs through the family, or, you know, with you and Michael?
I think in general we're kind of fighters. We don't give up. We like to win. We usually go for it. You know, we never go in and think, oh, we're going to jump a steady clear. You know, we always go for it.
Next in,
and yeah, just keep battling on and work hard, battle on, try your best.
What was it like growing up with Michael and Stephen?
Yeah, just like we were normal kids living on a farm. Okay, living on a farm is a bit of an advantage because you've somewhere to keep your ponies at the time and horses, but yeah, we were just like normal kids.
Did you disagree much on anything along the way?
Not really, no. Not to be honest. We argued and fight.
About what?
Oh, just normal things. Not really horses.
Thomas Francis Jones, next to you, please.
So, will you spend Christmas or are there any days of the year that you'll spend together?
Not so much these days because we all have our own separate places, and normally on Christmas Day we have to do our own. We have to do the mucking out and the feeding.
We can have you stood by, please.
Because the staff have most of the staff have Christmas off, so horses still need to be fed.
So we will find 2 Olympic gold medalists in the stables mucking out, is that correct?
I'm not sure about Michael, but I will be. I do, yeah. I do my bit.
What do you give Michael for Christmas?
Nothing.
Okay, how competitive are you between you as a family?
Very competitive, yeah. Okay. If Michael's in the jump off, I'll help him. If I'm in the jump off, he'll help me. But if we're both in the jump off, we don't help each other much. We try to beat each other, just like any other.
And finally, I mean, would you say as characters you and Michael are quite different people?
I don't think we're totally different. Our riding styles are quite different, actually.
What do you mean by that?
I think I'm a quieter rider. I think it all stems back to the time when we were kids and we had my pony was quite excitable, hot, wanted to go full speed all the time. So I had to learn to sit really quiet and still, and Michael's pony was a bit steady, so he had to kick it and to make it go. I think that developed our styles in the beginning, actually. And even now, I think Michael's better on a horse that needs pushing. I'm better on a horse that needs holding back. In general, okay, you have to adapt to each horse, but in general, that's how it is. I think we're fairly similar. You know, we try to win, and we kind of lay back and don't say much, just try and get on with it.
Good for you. And looking forwards, what does the future hold for John Whitaker?
Who knows? At the moment, I'm enjoying it. I'm feeling good. I actually have good horses. I have a few really good young ones. So I'm 61 at the moment, but I still feel I've got a few more years in me.
So the result
I feel quite good, and I can still do it. So I'll keep going for a while and see what happens.
Well, I think the world thinks the same.
Thank you.